digital media is for me the new era of media, because it's the digital attempt of media, of classic media becoming digital in every kind of way. It's really hard to describe it in a short way, because it is very depending on the classes you take, because you can focus on animation, but you could also focus on, I guess you could even focus on robotics and stuff like that, which I don't think has much to do with digital media itself. It's more like computer science. Digital media systems like an e-reader, stuff like that, in combination with cultural understanding of media, I would say. I think it is important that you read scientific papers, so you shouldn't invent something what other people have already invented, or like do research on stuff that is already has been researched 300 times. So it is important that you know what other people have done and to take their kind of information into your own work. Though I don't think it is really necessary that you're like, oh, I just read 40 journals and 3 ebooks, now I have to read a real book. I don't think that something like that is really necessary, because it's so short-living. Like, I mean, I've seen it in my own master thesis. Books published 5 years ago are not relevant to my work anymore, because the background or the data on which these books' data was based isn't like outdated. So I can give an example with my master thesis. I'm writing about this thumbs up in Facebook, and when I want to write about that, I first have to understand what does this gesture even mean in real life. So I read a book about human gestures, because I don't think that's something that will change in 50 years. Like why do we do this? When it was published as an ebook, I would also have read the ebook. So depends. No. No, I didn't try that so far. I had some issues. Most of them were probably concerning the programming part, like database communication and stuff like that. But I also, it might sound weird, but I think that was one of my biggest issue was of my app, the interactivity with it. I didn't know if what I had in mind would work for others, because it's like always when you are creating something, you don't know if others will like it as much as you do, because everyone interacts differently with, for example, apps. And therefore I just asked many people out of my social network what they find, if they like the idea, if they have any feedback or thoughts on it. And I also created a small paper prototype, which I gave to, I don't know, maybe 5 people. It wasn't that much, but at least I got some feedback from them. It was like, maybe, I don't know, what can I do now? Why is this showing? So that gave some kind of a good feedback, but it was just like people who were also studying digital media I knew from the university, so it was not like information I could use for my master thesis directly, like I couldn't quote them or anything, or I shouldn't quote them, but it was good feedback for my implementation and design of the application. Especially when they are studying the same stuff, they know what kind of answers I would need. I mean, if I might have asked my mother, she might have said like, oh, I don't like the color, can you change the color? So something like that doesn't matter. I mean, if I like blue, I can make the application blue. When I like green, I can make it in greenish tones. But I needed more feedback, like, about the interactivity. How can I get from A to B? Like, should I swipe or should I click a button? Stuff like that matters more.
Mm-hmm.
No, I personally don't think so. No matter, like, for example, for my master thesis, I like to use digital resources, but when I just want to read a book in my vacations, I really love the feeling of holding a book and like feeling the pages and smelling the book. For example, when I was a child, I really loved the smell of Harry Potter books because they were kind of different. I guess it was the glue. I don't know, but yeah, don't think that they will get extinct because it's like every medium has a pro or more pros and more cons. Um, for example, ebook, the pro is definitely it is light, you can always travel with it easily, but a real book just have the texture and yeah, the experience is really different than the one you have with an ebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that they will get extinct, at least in the next 80 years. Yeah.